Hey, welcome back. Hope everybody is having a great Monday, and thank you so much for joining me talking all things Masters of the Universe. Today on the channel, everybody, originally I was going to give you my next wave of the Superstars Origins figures, but I'm going to hold off on that for just a couple days and give you every loose version, only loose now, version of He-Man today and Skeletor, all right, tomorrow, of Masters figures. And eventually I will do this again with the Origins line of every version of He-Man and Skeletor I have loose in the Origins line. But today it's only going to be He-Man only, every loose version. And as you know, I am missing 3 versions of He-Man for the Masters line that I do not have loose in my collection. And we just talked about the first one, a couple days ago on the channel, which was the very first version of He-Man I do not have loose in my collection, and we're just getting ready for the latest, version of He-Man coming very soon to the collection, part of the next wave of the new Eternia Flying Fist version. So we're gonna just look at every version of He-Man I have loose in my collection, and at the end of the video here, I will give you my top 3 favorite versions of He-Man loose in my collection for MasterVerse. Okay. Now, if you are new to my channel or first time watching, I hope you will subscribe afterwards. I hope you'll hit that like button, and thank you so much for doing that. Hit that notification bell when you upload new videos, and please share this video who has a passion and a love for collecting all things Masters of the Universe. Without further ado, let's take a look at every version of He-Man I have loose in my collection from MasterVerse. Okay, here we go. Of course, this is the earliest version of He-Man I have in my collection right here, the Savage Caveman version of He-Man here, the very iconic version. There he is. All right, part of the Revelation show right there. A very different take on him, but pays tribute to the vintage comics that came out from the 80s, where the Eternian goddess, finds him and helps him find the power sword to become He-Man. But I believe in this version, this is more of the Revelation show version. When he calls down the power of Grayskull, without the power sword, he transforms into this very beastly, mindless version of himself right there. But I love the detail. I love the detail of him. All the skin tone right there. All the different shadings right there. Comes with his big giant battle axe and a spear. He does also come with a power sword as well. But great, what amazing face sculpt right there. Alright. Alright. Take a look at the next version of He-Man here. It's going to be it's going to be in just in a random order here. Let's see what can we do here. How about this one? How about the CGI version right here of He-Man right here? Alright, from the CGI show. And this version, like Skeletor, is the only 2 CGI figures that we've gotten so far from MasterVerse. And I hope that not the only ones. I do hope that eventually we will get more of the CGI figures from MasterVerse, but a big, bulky, like wide frame version of He-Man right there. Just, like the cartoon or the CGI line. Big, broad shoulders, small head, but very cool. The detail looks great on him right there. And this symbol might look familiar because in the Revolution show, if you remember in that scene where He-Man helps Teela rebuild the Eternia heavens, that symbol shows up on He-Man on that show. So I like that. I love they pay tribute on the MasterVerse Revolution show on the CGI line. But there you go. There's the next version of He-Man I have loose in my collection. And I love the fact that everything's detailed. It looks great. So get the camera down here. I love the fact that he's got that big giant power sword right there. So let me know in the comments below what's been your favorite version of He-Man coming very soon. As you know, He-Man and Skeletor are no strangers to the MasterVerse line. All right, being that very soon we're getting the latest version of the new Eternia version of He-Man from Flying Fists. Hopefully very soon on the channel. All right. But very cool version of He-Man right there. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at the movie variant of He-Man right here from the movie, the 87 movie right there. A great figure, an amazing figure. The only thing Did not mean to do that. My apologies, everybody. The only downside, as you know, that brings this figure a little bit down to me is that they could not get the likeness, the rights to the likeness of Dolph Lundgren with this version of He-Man with the MasterVerse. But still a great looking figure. The cape looks beautiful. Everything about the figure is right on, dead on from the movie, except for the face sculpt. And I really do hope that we get a movie version of this in Origins. I would love to get this. As you know, the new Eternia line is my absolute favorite line so far from MasterVerse. But my second favorite line so far to come out for MasterVerse is the movie variants right here. And I really hope that at some point we will get the Origins versions of the movie versions for us in the collection. But everything about this He-Man looks great, looks amazing, except for the face sculpt. There was 2 face sculpts that came with him. I did prefer this version of the head sculpt. I'm getting more of that Filmation style kind of variant of He-Man. Like I said, I love the cape. It looks really good. Incredible. Detail looks great. Everything about this He-Man is amazing. From the blaster to the knife to the sword itself, the armor looks incredible. And I'm looking forward to getting more versions of the movie variants in MasterVerse. Like Teela, Man-at-Arms, Blade. I hope at some point we'll get a Blade figure from MasterVerse movie. But there you go, guys. The next version of He-Man I have loose in my collection right there from MasterVerse. All right. Moving right along here to possibly the start. Now this He-Man here, this is the start. This was the start of the new Eternia line. With He-Man and Skeletor, the Viking He-Man version of He-Man that started the new Eternia line that has just blown up and is now taking MasterVerse by storm. Possibly the best thing that has ever happened to the MasterVerse line with this new Eternia line, giving us figures that were left on the drawing board floor for us collectors. Some new looks of these amazing figures with He-Man and Skeletor and many other figures. But this version of He-Man, it looks great. One thing that kind of brings it down for me, but it's still an amazing version. I wish there was a soft good cape that would go right here. It looks like he should have a cape with him. The arm and the head, and I feel like the helmet should have been removed, but I do believe there was a second head sculpt without the helmet. But I kept it like this because it's different with the helmet on there. The power sword looks great. Everything. The dagger, once again, we get a dagger with him. The battle axe is similar that we've seen before, but a very good take on He-Man here, and giving us the first look at the new Eternia line right here. All right. Moving right along here. Now this version of He-Man is from the New Adventures of He-Man, and this, like the CGI line that we got a few figures from. Now we got, of course, He-Man, Skeletor, and Slushhead. I do hope, like the CGI line, we will get more figures of the New Adventures of line for MasterVerse and Origins. I think that would be amazing. A very different take on He-Man. This version of He-Man I'm not very familiar with. I never really watched the show. I watched one episode. I was not a fan of this particular cartoon here. It only lasted for 1 year, but a very, very different take on He-Man here. With the long, slender, a very slimmed down He-Man, the power sword, the shield, for the first time wearing pants, had the ponytail. Not my favorite version of He-Man, but a very unique version nonetheless. And I'm still looking forward, if they do continue this line of New Adventures of He-Man, I'd be absolutely down for collecting that line for MasterVerse. All right, but very cool, a very cool version of He-Man here. Like I said, a different take on him. All right, and we're down to our last 4 figures here, guys, that I have loose in my collection. All right, so next one. Now this one here is very unique. Now this came very recently to the collection here, and this is the Revolution battle armored He-Man. Now, what's different about this version is that the head sculpt, as you notice, as it turns, let me turn it back around here. I'm sorry. I decided to put the 40th anniversary head sculpt on this battle armored version of He-Man because I like the head sculpt right here. Now the one they gave us, which I will show here in a minute, is good, but I do prefer the head sculpt from the 40th anniversary, giving more of that Filmation 80s vibe from He-Man. A very good looking version of He-Man, and this is my number 3 right here. This is my third favorite version of He-Man from Loose and MasterVerse. The battle armor look right here, especially with the head sculpt that I put on here, giving you more of that 80s vibe of He-Man. The look right here for the 40th anniversary. Now the original one that came with is great too, but for some reason I'm getting those 80s vibes right here. I'm turning the turntable off here, but I'm like when I put the head sculpt on here, I got more of that 80s vibe feel from the battle armor look with this version of He-Man. The battle armor itself looks great. Got some photos on my hand here, but I love it. Battle axe only. Looks amazing. Looks really good. In fact, while I have him on here, I'm going to give you the other version right here. So I got a second version right here with that same exact head sculpts. So this is the original head sculpt for this version of Battle Army. But with this version of Battle Army He-Man, it came with the chest plate right here. The more of the traditional chest plate right here. Everything's about the same, but except for the head sculpt. But this is still a great version of He-Man. I love it. Now, not as bad, not as good as, this head sculpt, but still a very good version of him. All right. I love it. But this is my number 3 one right here of He-Man. All right. Now, the next one, it will be my second favorite version of He-Man that's come out so far. And that, of course, is the Thunder Punch look of him. There he is, from the new Eternia line. Another new Eternia version right there. What a great looking figure. I love it. I love the fact that, and one thing I wish they could have done is give us that snapping effect, that popping effect from Thunder Punch. But still, I mean, I love it. They even went so far, if you have this figure in your collection, giving us that in the backpack, that little snapping gun, the popping thing for the backpack. I think that was a nice touch. The sword looks beautiful. The shield looks amazing. As you can see, there's so many different, head types for He-Man. It's crazy. Like, if you look, as it spins around, every, version of He-Man has his own unique head sculpt from MasterVerse. And I hope they can pick one, as far as, head sculpts for He-Man. But Thunder Punch He-Man right now is my number 2 favorite He-Man in MasterVerse. All right. Of course, leading up to my number 1 favorite version of He-Man, without a doubt, in my loose collection, or in general, right now. Get him right here. And of course, it is the 40th anniversary Walmart exclusive retail version of He-Man. This version also was part of that 2-pack. Turn my turntable off right here. Right there. Of course, the only difference between this version of He-Man and the one from the 2-pack is the flocking, and of course the more back metal weaponry, sword, shield, and battle axe. But other than that, it's the same exact version of He-Man we got from the 2-pack exclusive. But an amazing, amazing version of He-Man, and my absolute, for now, top number 1 version of He-Man for MasterVerse. I absolutely love it, giving me all that vintage 80s vibe from the vintage line. The look of him looks great. The detail on him is amazing right there. Looks absolutely incredible. The sword gives me that Filmation style vibe in a way. The shield, the battle axe, everything. I mean, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I'm happy to have it in my collection. But He-Man and Skeletor, like I said, are no strangers to the MasterVerse line and Origins as well. And of course, we are getting that new Eternia version of Flying Fist He-Man. Oops, good. Very soon for the next wave of figures. And who knows, maybe that will be my number 1, or, So it might dethrone my top 3 here. All right. So let me know in the comments below, what's been your favorite version of He-Man in your collection from MasterVerse. All right. Or Origins, or Vintage, or Classics. All right. So, and of course, I have no doubt, I'm sure you have no doubt either, that we'll get many more versions of He-Man coming very soon from MasterVerse and Origins coming very soon. All right. And I'm kind of curious, with MasterVerse being, I'm kind of curious with the Turtles of Grayskull line, will we get that mutated version of He-Man in MasterVerse form in the 7-inch, or the ninja, assassin version of He-Man, or Thundercats version of He-Man when it comes out for MasterVerse. I mean, like I said, this line, you can go and give us so many great different versions of these amazing figures from all these brands together, and I will absolutely love it. All right. But there you go, guys. There's a look at my loose versions of He-Man in my collection for MasterVerse. And, of course, tomorrow we will do a loose count of all my Skeletors in my collection, all right, for MasterVerse. All right. And like He-Man, I'll give you my top 3 versions of Skeletor that I love from MasterVerse. All right. All right, guys. I'd like to take the time now to get my other He-Mans up here because they deserve to be up here as well. Even though they didn't make the count, the top 3, they're still amazing versions of He-Man before we end the video. So let me know, what was your favorite version, once again, of He-Man that has come out from MasterVerse. Alright, there we go. Nice little shot of every version of He-Man I have. Right there. Alright, guys, I'd like to take time now, of course, to thank my subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. All right, I love doing these type of videos here. All right, of course, don't forget to hit that notification bell when you know I upload new videos. And tomorrow, like I said, we'll do every loose version of Skeletor in the MasterVerse line. All right. So I hope you guys have a great Monday, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Take care, and have a good one, everybody.